Alright guys, so right now we're gonna add the controls to our sphere. Alright, so you should be at Logic Bricks over here, or anywhere on your screen, wherever you like, as long as you can see 3D view. Make sure you have your sphere selected, or D-ball in my case. Right here you want to go to Logic Editor. I'm already on it, so I'm fine. I'm just gonna drag this to the side and zoom in here so you guys can see better. What we're going to do is make this sphere roll around. So the first thing we're going to add is physics. I just like to start with that. So first thing we're going to add is a plane, just so that the sphere would have something to land on. I'm just going to expand this plane, drag it down. Obviously space to add stuff, and just type in add plane or plane. Yes, plane is fine. Okay, so now that's fine. Select your sphere. Go to physics over here. You should be on, which one is that? Properties. So you should go to physics on properties. Here you see physics type. It's static. So when you hit P in the game, the sphere is just going to float there because it's a static mesh. So this is usually what you leave props as. You have other properties like invisible, actor, ghost, whatever. We're not going to mess with that right now. So physics type, you want to set that to rigid body. Dynamic, what dynamic does, the difference between that and rigid body is dynamic, it's going to fall, but it's not going to roll. So you notice it lands, but it doesn't roll. It's not like, it doesn't behave realistically. Rigid body makes it roll and all that stuff, right, if you push it around. So now what you'll notice is when we drop it, okay, so it's just, since it's a sphere, it just lands perfectly, I guess. But if you push it with anything, then it is going to roll. So just to test that out, to show you guys how it works, we're going to add a cube, scale it down. You don't really need to do this. This is just for me to show you guys who haven't played with physics yet. So we're just going to put that, and this is hopefully going to make it roll. P, and you see that. If we go back to our sphere and set it to dynamic, it doesn't roll. So that's the difference between rigid body and dynamic, and we want it to be rigid body because it's going to involve physics. Okay, it's just going to be rolling around. Mainly I'm using physics instead of animations because I'm lazy and I don't want to take the time to animate it. Okay, so, and it's convenient, I think. Just doing things as short as possible is a good thing. Okay, so let's just get started with the controls here. I could talk all day, but I'm not going to do that. So controls, keyboard, 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 and keyboard. So we added four keyboard sensors, and those are going to be controls, whatever you want to set them. I'm going to set them to W. Actually, let's add 8 keyboard controls. And I'm going to show you something cool you could do. I'm just going to add 4 more. So some people like to play with WASD, that includes me. Some people like to play with the arrow keys, which is not me. But some people still like that. So you want to make your game convenient. So you notice that when you press, I press W here, that's the first control. I want to make it playable either using the WASD or the arrow keys. So this is what I'm going to do. Key, W. And the second one's going to be arrow key up. So I'm just going to go like that. Second control key, letters S. The one under that is going to be bottom. So basically what this is going to do, we're going to connect this to an OR controller, and I'm going to show you that later. Basically, it's telling the program that if the player presses W or up arrow, do this. Okay, so this is what it's going to do. It's going to do whatever it's going to do here. That's where you're going to tell it. This is just a connector. Okay, so that's why we're adding W and up arrow. So S, down arrow, D, right click, right arrow, A, and finally left arrow. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, you notice that this is a pretty long column there. I'm just going to close that, not close it, just contract it. Okay, so now it's all in a neat row, smaller row. So you could use AND, but that's not going to work because what that's going to do is, usually people use AND